Hey guys, this is Tricky and welcome back to another video. We definitely have a lot to talk about today. First off, I would like to apologize for being a bit late with all of this new Pokemon news. I was out of state for 5 days and I'm pretty sure there's a button that gets pushed every freaking time I leave my house because it seems like every time I leave, giant Pokemon news gets leaked or revealed, and since I don't have a laptop, I just have to scream at my phone in both happiness and pain. But I am home now and I have a lot to talk about. Most generations of Pokemon tend to have more than 2 main series games, and they are typically used to refine and add a few new features to the title. First generation is a little different since Red and Green were the original games of this series and there are a lot of testing involved. Red and Blue versions were the finalized games that were released to the public, and obviously things were fixed and improved from the original Green version. Then of course Yellow, which takes place in the same region, had the anime approach and allowed you to experience Kanto in a completely different way, which was nice, and you had a Pikachu and it was awesome. So second generation we have Pokemon Gold and Silver. Then the third game was revealed to be Crystal, where you get to play as a completely different character, Crystal. She was awesome, even though she had bicandle bars as hair. Then third gen we get Ruby and Sapphire, and along with that pair we're given Pokemon Emerald, which is more refined and fused a lot of qualities that were good from the 2 original third generation games. So then fourth generation we have Diamond and Pearl, followed up by Platinum, which was a major improvement in my opinion. But then fifth gen mixed it up a little bit. We have Pokemon Black and White, and instead of getting a Pokemon Gray version, which would have been the same storyline but a few different features, we get Pokemon Black and White 2, which were sequels with completely different main characters and a different story. Moving on to the next generation, we were kind of expecting a Pokemon Z to follow up Pokemon X and Y, and some even predicted that we would probably even get an X and Y 2, like Black and White 2, considering the 6th gen seemed a little bit rushed compared to the previous games, and especially since it was overshadowed by Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. To be honest, they did come out surprisingly quickly after the release of X and Y. Don't get me wrong, X and Y were amazing games, but we just didn't get enough time to soak everything in before Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out. But the point that I'm trying to make is, starting with Generation 3, we always had 3 mascot legendary Pokemon. We got Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza for Generation 3, Palkia, Dialga, and Giratina for Generation 4, then Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem for Generation 5, Yveltal and Xerneas for Generation 6, and which is why we predicted Zygarde to have its own game because it was the 3rd legendary. But then finally we have Solgaleo and Lunala as the legendary mascots for Sun and Moon. It is almost guaranteed that we'll be getting a 3rd legendary that will most likely be even stronger than the 2 that have been revealed. That seems to be the pattern that happens here. We could possibly get a 3rd game to go with Sun and Moon, much like Emerald or Platinum, or we will straight up get a sequel like Black and White 2. Or if Pokemon want to be even more spontaneous, we'll jump right into 8th gen. We never really know, but we have to wait for it. Personally, I would love to have a 3rd game, something to mash everything together, just having the ultimate 7th gen game. But anyway, that opens tons of possibilities as to what the 3rd legendary could be. Pointing to a popular prediction, it could be the Eclipse Pokemon. Of course, an eclipse is when the moon covers the sun and it appears to be an eerie dark spot in the sky. I think it would be really cool if they used that opportunity to make a new legendary into a dark type, which would go perfectly with Solgaleo and Lunala. Solgaleo is a psychic steel type and Lunala is a psychic ghost type. Ghost, psychic, and dark are usually classed together along with the fighting types because they all beat each other in some way, or they even cancel each other out. However, Solgaleo and Lunala both have the psychic typing, so it's very possible that the new legendary will also be psychic to keep it the same. Along with psychic, it could have a random typing as well, considering ghost versus steel are pretty random against each other. Or the Eclipse Pokemon can join forces with Lunala because Lunala has so many freaking weaknesses, and there wouldn't be an eclipse without the moon. So, I don't know. The concept on screen is actually really freaking cool. It was drawn by Detheor. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name, but this is a 2-head wolf eclipse Pokemon. It is based off of Norse mythology, and I am a nut for mythology. This is based off of Skull and Hati, which are 2 wolves who chase the sun and the moon, and if they catch them, an eclipse takes place. I think that would be a perfect addition to Sun and Moon. A lot of the legendaries always revolve around mythology, and this would be a really interesting story. But going back to the myth, Skull and Hati who chase the sun and moon, and whenever they catch them, an eclipse happens. I think that is why the 3rd legendary should be a dark type, because both psychic and ghost happens to be weak to dark types. Poor Lunala has both of them. Poor Moony Wingy. But again, that really wouldn't make sense because the moon is the reason why an eclipse would happen. So why would the moon legendary be weak to the eclipse Pokemon? That's a little... I don't really know. This is all speculation at the time, but let me know in the comment section below what you think the third legendary's typing should be, or what do you think it should be based off of? Do you like the wolf idea, or would you rather see something else? We don't really know anything right now, but it's fun to discuss and see how close we get to the real thing whenever it does get revealed. I'm very aware that we do have Zygarde and Perfect Zygarde, which is freaking awesome. He's so freaking cool, and I have a feeling he's gonna play a large role in the story. However, I still believe that there will be an additional legendary to complete the trio with Solgaleo and Lunala. The two legendaries are also revealed to have different forms too, which are kind of simple. You just kind of take some color out and add some clouds and then boom, you're powerful. The third legendary will most likely have something similar as well. Of course, if they don't follow Norse mythology specifically, there's always a sun and moon god in every branch of mythology, or at least something similar. On top of the myths, there's even the possibility that a few things could be based off of alchemy. People are already starting to make the connections to the science because a few symbols revolving around alchemy are very similar to the markings that we see on our starter Pokemon. And if you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, it's kind of hard not to make that connection with Solgaleo's ability. The adorable doggy Pokemon, which I am totally obsessed with, is said to have a secret along with our starter Pokemon. It is a rock type, which points to even more alchemy, and it could possibly be connected to the Philosopher's Stone. Of course, this is a Pokemon game, and they don't really get too deep, but it's still fun to talk about. It would be the perfect opportunity to give Lugia and Ho-Oh another shot in the spotlight since they are the mascots of Gold and Silver. It would be kind of like a little Easter egg. That would be funny, but anyway, I'm going off topic. I've tried looking into the Rosarium Philosophorum, aka the Rosary of the Philosophers, which contains a lot of talk about Sol and Luna, so maybe I could find more references to that and research it for you guys and actually show it in another video and see what we could find and see potential Pokemon or potential storylines that we may see in Sun and Moon. Again, I don't think it's going to go as dark or as deep as that, but it will still be interesting to see the references. Mythology even gets connected with alchemy because most of the early alchemists used Roman, Greek, and Egyptian mythology to inspire the transmutations. It points even more to this because this game may have Pokemon fusions. What is alchemy? It's basically combining elements and matter to create something else with the power of science. It freaks me out because human transmutation is bad. Also, fusing people with animals is bad too. Oh, no, I made myself sad. Game Freak, if you do such a thing, I will come up there. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that I'm forgetting that this is a Pokemon video. Oh my god. But deep origin stories and mythology just makes me go crazy, and it's just really fun to look into, to see what Game Freak gets their inspiration and all that other good stuff. And if you guys really want me to cover more mythology stuff, I really can, because I love it. Let me know in the comment section below, or leave a like on this video if you would like to see more, or leave a like on this video if you like chicken. I apologize, I'm very tired today. If you wanted to know my reactions about the rest of the Pokemon that were revealed, I absolutely love all of them. Grubbin is very cool. That is a really neat Pokemon. The Mongoose is hilarious, and I keep seeing all these Donald Trump jokes, and I'm just like, why? And the fact that it was revealed on his birthday is like, was this intentional? Like, what in the world? But this thing is pretty freaking cute. I love mongooses. Or is it mongoose? What is it? I absolutely love Nicoala. I've always wanted a koala Pokemon. This is dreams come true. And again, like I already said, I love the puppy. The puppy is so cute. I can't wait to see its role in this game, because apparently it has a big one, or I think it has a big one anyway. You know what would be really cool? Instead of Pokemon fusion, maybe you could just get all these Pokemon together and then their symbols like combine. It's kind of like alchemy, but they're not really fusing or transmuting or anything like that. But having these certain Pokemon together along with the starters and this dog, and maybe that could summon the legendaries or something. I don't really know. Or summon something big. Just having all these Pokemon together would cause something. That would be cool. But then we have Pikipek. I love Pikipek. It's so cute. I think it's my favorite early time bird. I mean, Fletchling was very cute too, but look at that little thing. I just want to hold it in my hand. And I really need a pop filter because I keep saying all these peas and they keep popping everywhere. The peas are popping. I'm sorry, Pokemon gets me pumped up. I just get very, very hyper. I love Pokemon. The rest of the things that were revealed got me really hyped up, and I'm just very excited for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Again, if you want to see more Sun and Moon content, please let me know in the comments below or by leaving a like on this video, and it would mean the world to me. If you haven't already, please subscribe. You would really like it here. We're working towards world domination because taking over the world is fun. Why wouldn't you not want to take over the world? I'm working on a few Pokemon related songs for you guys. 2 of them are original and one of them is lyrics to a specific song. Also, if you have not seen my top 20 favorite Pokemon, it was a very highly requested video. Please go check it out. I spent a lot of time on it and I think that you would really enjoy it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.